When I think of the word enduring in relation to video games, I think of several things. Valve fans, Darkstalkers fans, cockroaches. Really, personally, the one thing that I think of that isn't really particularly related to video games specifically is a character. The character of Mickey Mouse. Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by saying, in case you don't know who Mickey Mouse is, because let's face it, if you were born in the last, say, couple million years, you might have just a little clue about who the world's most famous cartoon character is.
But this is a video game review show, so I intend to talk to you about the video games Mickey Mouse has been. Not everyone, because, well, he's like Mega Man. He's prolific as fuck, and the quality of the titles he appears in sways and varies very fucking drastically. But I'm not going to talk to you about every single Mickey Mouse game ever made, because I would literally be here all fucking night. No, I'm going to talk to you about a game released exclusively on the Master System and Game Gear, Legend of Illusion. Part of the rather prolific and fairly successful Illusion series of games by Sega, which started in 1990 with the Mega Drive game Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. From there, the series floated around from Game Gear, Master System, and Mega Drive until it eventually ended in 1995 with the Game Gear and Master System game Legend of Illusion. I should note that I'm playing the Master System version of Legend of Illusion, which was released exclusively in Brazil, as opposed to the Game Gear version, which was released everywhere else. Really, there's not much difference between the two versions other than a difference in screen resolution and color palette, because in case you didn't know, the Master System and the Game Gear are essentially the same fucking system, just in a different shell. Like in every fucking Illusion game, you play as Mickey Mouse, this time in a setting not too dissimilar from the Disney version of The Prince and the Pauper, which was released 5 years earlier. Basically, the plot boils down to dethrone Pete, restore the world to order, blah. I honestly stopped caring about it when, for some reason, I was going through a forest and met a sphinx. You know, an Egyptian sphinx in the middle of a forest. Then again, Anthropomorphic Mouse probably shouldn't be caring about the plot in the first place. Really, this game is all about the gameplay, and the gameplay is fucking phenomenal. The gameplay isn't too different from the other 8-bit Illusion games. Once again, your primary form of attack is not crushing enemies with your arse, but instead throwing pretty much anything and everything that isn't nailed to the ground. Bricks, blocks, lumps of solid gemstone, pillar, anything that isn't alive, and Mickey will probably pick it up and chuck it at his enemies. You can even get bombs at some point, so you know shit's getting real. In terms of levels, the game is actually quite varied. You go from places like towns, forests, and castles to strange exotic locations like sunken cities and Gemini Man's level for some strange reason. Unfortunately, the bosses aren't particularly interesting, but I don't really expect much from an 8-bit Disney game. It's not Contra hardcore by any means. The only truly interesting boss I found was the ghost from Lavender Town was in there for some reason. Don't know why, don't know how, and don't really care. Even the final boss, Pete, wasn't really that difficult. He was the only boss I honestly had to think, okay, what the hell am I doing here, and had to look it up, and it's something that I personally would never think of. The boss before that was a lot harder in my opinion, but still, it was a fun ride. As far as the presentation goes, the game is pretty damn good. The graphics are colourful and crisp, and the animation on Mickey's sprite is fantastic, giving the game an almost Shantae-like feel. The music is, well, it's Master System music, so you're either gonna love it or hate it. It wasn't terrible, but I didn't find it catchy. It's not exactly a soundtrack I would listen to outright, but it doesn't make my ears bleed when I'm playing the game, that's for sure. All in all, the graphics and sound are pretty damn good for the time and system, so no hard feelings there. The be-all and end-all is that Legend of Illusion is a very good game and a very good sequel to Land of Illusion. And it's not that pricey on the Game Gear either. I mean, the Master System version practically doesn't exist unless you live in, say, Brazil, but it's still a very good game, and I definitely say it's worth checking out, especially if you like Land of Illusion. It's kind of short and relatively easy, and even on the hardest difficulty, but still, if anything, it's worth a quick emulation. I mean, you can finish it in less than an hour, like I said, without cheating. It's a good game, okay? Just take that. It's a good game.